I want to welcome you again to another episode of the Power 30 podcast. Today I have Mike Clark with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you, man?
So the first question I want to ask is,
Okay.
who is Mike Clark?
Who is Mike Clark? Mike Clark is I'm not wanting to speak about myself, a visionary, entrepreneur, of course, community activist. Well, I try to be. I try to be active in the community. A father, a husband, a provider. For lack of better words, an opportunist. Yeah, man, and a human being.
Because I really wanted to get at what really inspires you to go the non-traditional route and not take a corporate job, but be an entrepreneur and try to go after your passion or your dream.
Well, as a kid, I always got fired from jobs for kind of bucking the system. So I kind of got to a point where I kind of wanted to. It was either do for myself or continue to go down this path. You know what I mean? About 10 years ago, I kind of got introduced to somebody who was kind of doing it for themselves and working for themselves. So I'm like, if he can do it, I can do it. So I kind of just jumped out there, man.
So, what would you tell Mike Clark at 24, 25 that you learned now, like being in the club business for 10 years?
That's a great question. Stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay focused. Stand your ground. It was a couple of times I didn't stand my ground, and I paid for it. Stand your ground and focus on your vision. You know what I mean?
I mean, and specifically, looking at the club industry as a business,
Right.
what would you say has been more or less in terms of going from a promoter to an owner, and really, looking at it from a return standpoint, or trying to make a profit as a owner of a club?
It's from a promoter standpoint, and I've always been good at this. It's the art of the deal. You can only make money if your deal is right.
Yeah.
So it's all about the art of the deal, and I learned that early, watching other people screw things up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I never overpromise. I kind of just do my thing. I deliver. You know what I mean? And if I don't overpromise and I don't deliver, the relationship is still solid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just it's just the art of the deal, man. Just making sure you put yourself in the best position.
I mean, speaking of a good position, like what is the misconception about people have about club promoters or just the business in general? Like somebody looking on the outside in, what would be something they don't know about
A
business?
lot of people think that the club business is like extremely fun, but it's actually extremely draining.
Yeah.
Like, it's very draining. You deal with so many personalities, whether it's customers, whether it's your staff. You got to make sure that you're solid enough to where you don't get lost in the glitz and glamour of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you get lost in that, you can actually lose everything, or years fly by and then you really don't reap anything that you sown. You know what I mean? It's just all about having that strong core and making sure you set yourself up for the future.
I mean, and speaking of a strong core, who's been maybe your favorite mentor over the years that's kind of taught you, maybe from your family or from a business standpoint, that you
I
learned
honestly
from?
have zero influence.
Yeah.
Now I have my team, my boys, but growing up I have no mentor. I never followed anybody.
Yeah.
I just always I was the only child. Well, I grew up an only child, I should say it that way. So I always marched in my own beat. I never had a big brother, so I never had that I'm looking for something to follow or anything. I never had that. So.
And in terms of the club industry, what is something you see in Greensboro or in Charlotte, or is there a trend you see in terms of college students coming to the club, or things that might be going on in the future that you can tell the audience?
The trend that I'm seeing now is that this particular market has been so dead with the older form of entertainment.
Yeah.
So it's starting to come back around, like our R&B Thursdays, all R&B music all night. typically 30 and up, but they're coming out and they're supporting. I remember years ago, they used to say anything 25 and up, you would get no support on, you know, but now people are coming out and supporting, and, you know, they're sick of sitting in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm seeing other markets, since we started it, I'm seeing other markets pick it up, and it seems to be that they're successful as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that that's the biggest trend that's kind of coming back around.
So, I mean, like, what has been your most memorable party that you've thrown over the years?
My most memorable party, I have a few for different reasons.
Okay.
I have my biggest loss, and then and it was a recent thing. The most memorable, I would say, was our all-white party here.
Yeah.
Because we went all in. I've been wanting to do a tent party for years.
Yeah.
I was finally able to get the tent. We got it up.
Yeah.
And it seemed like 1,000,001 people came out to support it. So, like, I was extremely ecstatic because that was one of my goals, that I wanted to do a tent party, and we did it, and we killed it, and that was a big one for me.
Oh, word?
Yeah, that was a big one for me.
So in terms of, like, have you had an artist that you've done a party with, or like a, you know, like a, you know, celebrity that's come to the party where maybe it was something that you didn't expect or something, or was you're like, wow, like, you know, I got them at the
people don't really come out unexpected.
Yeah.
Because you know, they want that bag, they want their money. You know what I mean? A celebrity that I was actually excited about was actually the dudes from Power, Ghost and Tommy.
Yeah.
We did a power party with them. We did a couple of them actually, and it was cool to just vibe out with them, and, you know, kind of being that we're in the club business, and that show was kind of based on the club business too.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to you know, kind of stand side by side with them and party and rock out.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, like, what is a couple words that you live by, like a quote, like one of your favorite quotes that you maybe follow in terms of your business or your own personal life?
I believe in karma, and the law of attraction is a huge one for me. You only kind of you get out what you put out, or you get back what you put out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that it coincides with karma too. Like, you know, you keep a clear mind, you keep a positive mind, things will come. You do for people, they'll do for you.
Yeah.
That's kind of I live by that. I'll even take a loss because I know it'll come back tenfold.
Yeah.
When it's time to, you know. So I just try to keep my face clean, and your name is all you got. You know what I mean? So I just try to make sure that shit is as clean as possible, and I'm doing business the best way that I know how.
Yeah.
And you know, keep pushing forward.
Cool. So, what is like a couple tips you would give like a young entrepreneur, or like a young club promoter in Greensboro and Charlotte that really, you know, set a solid foundation for setting themselves apart or being successful?
It's never about the money. Don't move off of don't put monetary value on everything. Sometimes, you know, the lessons learned and the knowledge is extremely more valuable.
That's so true.
Than the money. You know, the money will come if you believe in something, and you have a vision, and you have and you're passionate about it. I believe the money is always on the way. It might not be there initially, but it's always on the way. Don't move off the money. Sometimes build relationships, and don't hound whoever that you're following, or whoever. Don't hound them about money. You know what I mean? I think that's a lot of people's, and everybody may need money. I understand that. You know, we all have bills to pay and such, but, you know, don't. I think that's the biggest mistake that people make, like just making it about the money from the get go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So you saying like follow your passion, or do your dream and the money will follow?
And to follow. I think it will always follow.
Yeah.
You know, we don't ever, like, you know, we do well, but we don't base things off of money. We do it because we want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of course it needs to make sense, but that's not the money isn't the first, you know, recourse of things.
Sounds cool. So the second part of the interview is a little more ratchet.
Let's get it.
A couple questions.
I'm in.
So taco or burger?
Burger all day long.
Word. Why burger?
Why burger? I like hearty food. You know, tacos never leave me full. I like hearty, full, like, food, and burgers always do it for me.
Interesting. So favorite position?
Favorite position? Doggy style.
Word.
Yeah, that's my thing. My wife knows that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm into.
Okay, LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Word. So
I'm
you're a LeBron hater?
No, LeBron. I'm not even really into sports. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I was a part of both eras. You know what I'm saying? I think that Jordan had that little edge that LeBron doesn't have. Will he get it? Maybe so.
Yeah.
But just judging from my position, what I see, like I think Jordan. But I also think the sneakers kind of helped Jordan
Yeah.
become the greatest.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I'm
the
saying?
mystique.
Right. The thing that is
You know, I
Jordan.
mean, he hate black people though.
Yeah, I heard. You know,
you heard.
Yeah, I heard. But yeah, I think that's what helped him become who he is. But,
Yeah.
I think that one little edge and killer instinct, he didn't give up. I saw LeBron walked off the game or some shit.
Yeah.
Look, Jordan would have played to the end, win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean?
Word.
So
I mean, so Jordan, if he was down by 30, you think he'd play to the end?
I think he would have.
Yeah, interesting. So, so what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
First thing I do when I wake up in the morning is check my Instagram account.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm trying to break that. I'm trying to break it, but I check my Instagram account. I go check on my son. That's it, and then I get to it.
I feel you hot or cold.
Hot all day long. I hate to be cold.
Word.
I hate to be
I don't
cold.
know. I sweat a lot, man. I can't.
I
don't
sweat
like to be
too,
hot,
but
yeah.
I'd rather be hot. I hate being cold. I can't shake cold.
Yeah.
You know, I hate being cold. I can deal with heat.
True. So, favorite NFL team?
Favorite NFL team, again, I'm not really into sports.
Oh, yeah, true.
But being that I was born in Massachusetts, I would say New England.
Where New England?
New England.
Really? New England? So you like Tom Brady?
I do, because I was born there, yeah.
True. So, like, if you can leave, like, our audience with a couple words of advice, or just something that really represents Mike Clark and represents Green Street or the Mill, like what would it be?
Stay focused. Again, stand your ground. Do for others, man. Do for humanity. We all we got out here. Literally, you know what I'm saying? White, black, brown. Like, we all we got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do for others.
I mean, that's so true, man. Like, I believe, just with my company in general, like,
Right.
I think the core mission of us as humans is to serve others. Like,
Right, absolutely.
like anybody can be
Absolutely,
great,
right.
but like you gotta like serve the next man. Like,
Right.
I think a lot of us is specifically like black people, like we get so run down and like looking down on the other person,
Right,
trying to compare
right,
ourselves
right,
to
right.
what the other guys
What
doing.
those guys doing,
Yeah.
right? I think you're only as good as what you've done for the next man, or that. And I've been like that from the get go. You know what I mean? That's why I love to. You said we have a big team. I love trying to put people in place or on or whatever they, when they in return do what they do, and we all grow together. You know what I mean? Like, it works, and I don't think there's a such thing as too big of a team. As long as the unit is growing and your goals are growing,
And everybody knows their role.
everybody knows their position. I think that's the biggest issue with groups of people. Everybody's trying to be the man, or kind of do the same thing. But if everybody finds their position and it's a well-oiled machine,
Yeah.
you have no issues.
It's so dope, man. So again, I want to thank you for taking the time out to talk with us.
know.
And this has been another episode of the Power 30 podcast. Thanks, and have a good night.
All right.